All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever thought about a technical career with the United States Postal Service, you've almost certainly heard about the 955 exam. It can sound a little intimidating, but trust me, it's not. Today, we're going to crack that code wide open. We'll give you a super clear guide to what it is, why it's so important, and of course, how you can totally ace it.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this exam is your ticket to a fantastic career. Then, we're going to break down the test itself, piece by piece. After that, we'll take it for a little test drive with some real questions. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at an awesome tool to get you fully prepared.
Okay, let's start with the big picture here. I want you to think of this exam not as some big, scary barrier, but as a doorway. Seriously, it's that first big step to unlocking your potential and kicking off a stable, hands-on career with one of the most respected organizations in the entire country.
And the perks of landing one of these jobs? They're huge. We are talking about excellent job security, which is pretty rare these days, right? You're looking at really competitive starting pay, often kicking off in the $20 to $30 an hour range, sometimes even more. On top of that, you get the whole shebang. Great benefits for health and retirement, paid time off, and real actual paths to move up in the company. This isn't just some gig. It's a career you can really build a future on.
All right, so the career path is definitely solid, no question about it. But how do you get on that path? Well, that's where this next part comes in. Let's decode the exam itself and turn any of that mystery or anxiety you might be feeling into clear, straightforward knowledge.
So, what exactly is the 955 exam? Simply put, it's the test that qualifies you for all those hands-on maintenance and technical jobs. It's all about making sure you have the right foundational skills to keep all of the Postal Service's amazing, complex machinery running like a well-oiled machine.
Now for the nuts and bolts of the test itself. It's a multiple-choice exam, so you don't have to worry about writing any long, drawn-out essays. You're going to see about 100 to 120 questions, and you'll have somewhere around 2 to 3 hours to get it done. And yeah, the whole thing is in English.
So what's the magic number? What score do you need to pass? Well, it can shift a tiny bit, but a great target to aim for is 70%. You might even see it as 72% in some places. Either way, that gives you a really clear goal to focus on while you're studying.
And what kind of stuff are they going to ask you about? It really boils down to 4 main areas. You've got your general maintenance know-how, electrical systems, a little bit of hydraulics and pneumatics, and of course, your ability to troubleshoot problems. These are the big 4 you need to know.
Okay, hearing about it is one thing, but let's actually get our hands dirty, right? It's time for a test drive. I'm going to throw 3 sample questions at you to give you a real feel for what you'll see on exam day. You ready for this?
Here we go, first one's from the electronics world. Which electronic component is primarily used to store electrical energy within a circuit? Your options are A, resistor, B, diode, C, capacitor, or D, transistor. Take a second, think it over. And the answer is C, capacitor. If you pick that, you got it. Think of capacitors like little tiny batteries that can charge up and release their energy super fast. They're absolutely essential for things like filtering out noise or making sure the power in a circuit is nice and smooth.
All right, let's switch gears to a mechanics question. Which one of these concepts describes an object's tendency to just, keep doing whatever it's already doing? Is it A, friction, B, inertia, C, acceleration, or D, momentum?
And the correct answer here is B, inertia. This is classic physics, right out of Newton's first law of motion. It's the reason you feel like you're getting pushed back into your seat when a car suddenly takes off. That's just your body's inertia wanting to stay put.
Okay, one more. This one tests your spatial reasoning skills. Imagine a regular pentagon. If you rotate it exactly 72 degrees around its center point, what happens? Does it look different, or does it look exactly the same as when it started?
And the answer is B. It appears identical. This is actually a pretty cool bit of geometry. A full circle is 360 degrees, right? Well, a regular pentagon has 5 equal sides. And if you divide 360 by 5, you get 72. That means every 72-degree turn makes it land perfectly back on itself. Pretty neat.
So, how'd you do on those? Whether you breezed through them or found them a little tricky, it really highlights one thing. Preparation is absolutely everything. And that brings us perfectly to our final section, the smart way to get ready for success.
When it comes to studying, there are really 2 ways to go about it.
There's the unstructured way, where you feel overwhelmed, you're digging through tons of random info online, and just kind of guessing what's important. Then there's the structured way, building confidence with focused practice and actually simulating the real test. And I think we both know which path is going to get you there.
A great example of that structured path is a dedicated tool like Quizzz. The process is so simple. You can hop on their web simulator when you're at your computer, or even download the mobile app to study literally anywhere. You start off in a learning mode to see what you're getting wrong and why. Then you can flip over to exam mode to get used to that timer. You can even create custom tests just to hammer on the areas where you need a little more work.
So, what does the structured approach like that really get you? Well, you can practice whenever and wherever you want, even if you're offline. You get instant feedback with clear explanations, so you're actually learning from your mistakes. You can track your progress, practice with hundreds of up-to-date questions, and most importantly, you build that rock-solid confidence you need to walk in on test day and just crush it.
And that's really what it all boils down to: a secure, rewarding, long-term career. And it all starts with passing just one test. The opportunity is sitting right there in front of you. So the only real question you have to ask yourself is, are you ready to prepare for it?